everybody, and thanks for joining. This is Changing the Narrative. Today we have a different section. We're not doing our usual or our normal scholarship abroad or studying abroad, but this is also part of the initiative of changing the narrative because it's all about opportunities. So this one is going to be our first opportunities to work abroad, and we're starting with those that have uh, qualified as healthcare nurses or intensive care nurses or any type of nursing. Our guest, Kwadwo Frimpong, is going to give us, all um, the process, how he got to work in Germany, and also I love the fact that he actually did mention how what we're going to talk about today is going to be online with the UN SDG, because at the moment I think that is the main focus or the outline for a lot of organizations, what they're working with, and with me as well, particularly with changing the narrative. We're all about not leaving anybody behind, you know, zero poverty or reducing poverty, and also people equality and so on and so forth. So I'm very happy that we're going to cover that today in trying to relocate or trying to find a job role in Germany with nursing. And I know a lot of people are not sure if they can actually travel and use their qualification as a nurse. So this is going to be a very educative and a very good one for anybody back in Ghana or Africa who has got that qualification in healthcare or nursing. Pardon us, our guest is actually been on a call, so it is an emergency, hence the background and everything else. So pardon us, but we can hear him now, and so I'll give him the floor. And thanks for joining once again, Pedro. Can you hear us?
I can hear you very well, Ifwa and Jude. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, and thank you for also honoring our invitation in such a short notice. It was a very short notice, and I'm glad you said yeah you could do it. So yeah, thank you very much. So without wasting much more time, if you can introduce yourself to us. Who is
Well,
Pedro?
Ifwa,
Mm-hmm.
yes, so my name is Jeffrey Kwadwo Asiedu Frimpong. You can call me Kwadwo Frimpong or Jeff, as you may like. And I'm currently an intensive nurse with further qualification in ventilation of intubated patients. Okay, so it means that I'm a qualified nurse. Now, I'm registered in Germany. I came to Germany on a master basis. So I didn't come with an already acquired qualification as a nurse. Right.
Okay.
When I was done with my first master from Bonn, I decided to go into nursing and also on the side do my second master. Okay. I was able to achieve success. And I think that in changing the narratives, a lot of people could also look at Germany because I realized that a lot more people see more chances with UK because of the language, the seemingly language barrier they would have to cross. Okay, yes. So, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't have any nursing background from Ghana. In fact, I never even liked science. I never even liked math. Okay, I thought that if you want to do math, if you want to do anything related to nursing medicine, you would have to do science. It's not like that in Germany. Okay, so it gave me some kind of opportunity to be able to, do something that I would ordinarily like, which is nursing. Okay, so my nursing career started here in Germany
Okay.
with an house building. Okay, now, the house building is a 3 years training program. You do part in a school and you do part with a hospital, with a geriatric nursing home, or a kinder clinic, a children's clinic. Yes. So I did mine in all three areas. Okay. So I can work in children's clinic, and my last employment was with a children's clinic. Okay. Yeah. So you can do in all these three areas. Okay. Now, I wouldn't want to talk much unless you have further questions, which goes beyond the introduction. Then I can come in with further details.
Okay. I've actually got a lot of questions now just from your
Already.
introduction. However,
Okay.
um, we will try and stick to the script as in what we intended to talk about.
Right.
So you already actually started or gotten the ball rolling with how you got into it. So I thought you were a trained nurse in Ghana and then was able to use that qualification to come to to Germany with. But now you've explained it. It makes sense how you got in. So, but just to follow on with that, then how then would you made a good point by saying a lot of people look at US,
English countries.
Canada,
Yeah.
and UK because of the language. And for me, for instance, I always say I'm happy that my parents or my dad chose the UK because of the language. Like we back home, you're trained in English. Even if you speak the tree, you get B and so on and so forth. So I was like,
Right.
I'm happy. But
Yeah.
opportunities, language should not be a barrier because even back home, you probably not everybody understands Ga, not everybody understands
Aware.
Fanti and all the Ewe, all these other languages. So language really shouldn't be a barrier to
Yeah.
trying opportunities or picking up opportunities. So leading on from that, um, how do you understand the German language or do you speak the German language?
Yes, I do speak the German language and I work in it. Okay. So I'm a
Okay.
nurse and I'm also a case manager. Currently, as of the first of this month, October, I
Hmm.
have been employed. Now I'm a civil servant for the German government. Okay, working with their job center for a district, the district of Euskirchen. Okay. Now, so on the side of this job, I'm also picking up nursing duties. Currently, I
Right.
told you I'm in an ambulance from Switzerland. I went to Italy. I'm going back to Germany. Okay. So
Hmm.
I'm doing my nursing, on the side to my civil service, okay, to the German government, right? Yeah. So the language is something that I use in my everyday engagement in relation to my work and my studies. So yes, I do understand the language. And
Right.
everything I started from 2019. I didn't know a word in German before then.
Okay. So now the follow-up question is with somebody from Ghana or somebody from Africa who is trying to obviously use their trained nursing qualification
Degree.
or trying to, embark on this opportunity that does not understand the language, how then do they start or how do they get in? How
Yeah,
does it work?
it's perfect. I mean, this person is very perfect, and I see a sea of opportunities, like how people will get in with their nursing career from Ghana. Okay, initially before 2019, it was a bit difficult because they had different laws and with the number of internationals you could employ in Germany and things like that. It's a
Mhm.
topic we can also talk because it's very broad. Okay, but now as of 2020, okay, anyone anywhere in the world who has the German language, at least to the B1 level, who is a nurse trained in any part of the world, can do what we call the credentials accreditation or evaluation. Okay, in German it's the anerkennung. Okay, now if you do that and you have the language, you can go to the embassy, walk into the embassy, and request for a visa. Okay, and come and practice your nursing here. That is one way. Okay. You can also, seek for a job seeker visa. Okay, with your nursing qualification. That hey,
Okay.
I am a nurse from Ghana. I want a job seeker visa. They will give you 6 month visa. You come here and look for a nursing home. You look for a hospital. You look for a rehabilitation center. You work with them, right? These are two ways. You can also tell them that now the nursing you did was a training. You don't believe that it will be accepted here, but you need a visa to come and do the anerkennung. Now, but with the anerkennung, which is the recognition of your foreign credentials, you should have a nursing home, a hospital, or rehabilitation center, a clinic that may want to sponsor you. Sponsoring means that they have given you a letter stating that when you get here, they would pick you and they will pay you. All right, that's it.
Okay, one sec. Kwadwo, let me interrupt you a little bit. So the process, you have to have a company or a health organization that wants to employ you.
That's the third one.
That's the
third one I mentioned.
Okay.
The third one I mentioned is different. So I mentioned that there are lots. There are sea of. So it means I see a lot of different.
Right. So this is one of the opportunities that you're talking of. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, this is just one of the routes or the routes, as you want to say. Yeah, that you can get here. The first one I mentioned was that you are qualified from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you speak the language already, and you've done your accreditation from Ghana. You can be in Ghana and still do your accreditation here. And then with that, you can go to the embassy directly that you have all the qualification you want and visa to come and work in Germany. The second one is you go to the embassy and tell them that you have the qualification, you want to come and do your record, okay, here. It's also there. The third one is actually what I mentioned earlier, the second, okay? And get, a hospital sponsoring you, giving you a letter that they would want to engage you as an employee, okay?
Yeah.
And that if you're able to get here, they will sponsor any other thing, right? With your recognition, credentials recognition and things like that. Yeah, which is American. So yeah, that one they will give you 1 year. When you get here, then you change it, okay, to 4 years. The one that has to do with like you sponsoring yourself, coming here to, look for job is the job seeker visa. UK has a job seeker visa. I think Canada too does, and Germany also has it. You will get 6 months visa, okay, to come and look for job. Okay, if you get here and you are successful within the 6 months, that will be it. There's a third one that they have actually brought. Okay, I think as of July, I'm not so very certain about the date. I can find out and tell you later, which is the Chanson Carter. It's like the green card, the US green card. Okay, the Chanson Carter in English would be chance card, or just like the green card. So it's a point-based system, right? That takes into consideration your language skills. Language, I mean German. Your educational or training qualifications. If you did a degree, I think it's 2 or 3 points. Okay, how long you've been working, which is your erfahrung in German, and in English it's your experience, right? How many years of experience you have? So if you have more than 3 years experience, you get more points. Things like that. And they put it together, and if you're able to get like I think 9, right, then there is no reason why they would refuse you visa. Right? If you get the 9 on the Chanson Carter on the listing, then you can go for the visa. They'll give you a visa because they know very well that if you get here, you'll get job. And truly, let me chip in something. These are just 3 or 4 things that I have mentioned. Other people who are less than 25 years could also use the au pair, right? A lot of Germans are home, they are sick, they have babies and things like that. And usually they want to engage people who can teach, who have certification in teaching or certification in nursing or taking care of people, right? To come and take care of them. Now, when you come, they'll just give you 400 euros per month and help you with the language. That one, you don't need extreme language abilities. You just need A1. A1, you can use just up to 3 months to do it. Now, but it should be less than 25 years. If you get here, the au pair visa takes, I think, 2 weeks. But if you get here, you are able to change it after 6 months or 1 year. Okay, after finishing your contract with the hosting family. Okay, so au pair is also one way that you can get in. When you get in, within that 1 year that you are staying with the host family, you finish your accreditation and your language skills. Okay, so by the time you are done, then you also could work here with a hospital or any other health facility that you want to.
Right.
So I just mentioned 5, but there could be 10, there could be 11, there could be 12. But this is what I know
What
for
is
now.
what you know? Wow, it's a lot of information so far. So, with all that you've mentioned, let's break it down. Say, you want to go. Let's start with the last one that you just mentioned. If you're less than 25 years and you're looking, there's a chance to take care of like babysit more or less. How
Yeah,
how do
babysitter or like
Yeah, how do people
nanny.
find these information? Is it readily available online? Is there a particular
Yes,
website that advertises any of the sort that you said?
right. So let me give you 2. If they go on opair.com, opair is O B just like in French AU, then pair as you are pairing like Bluetooth or something like that, PAIR.com.
So,
If they go
sorry,
right
say
now,
that
they can
again.
see and they can register themselves.
OP.
AU AU like in French O
Okay.
AUPAIR.com. Opair.
Oh, okay.
They can register themselves, build up a profile and then choose the countries that they would want to be au pair. But they should target Germany and the German speaking countries because a lot of people don't really like the German. So there's a lot of possibilities there, right? That's also one simple trick. You choose the countries that speak German. Okay, you choose Switzerland, you choose Luxembourg, you choose Germany, and then you choose Austria. Yeah,
Okay.
and your chances could be high. You shouldn't be more than 25 or 26. And then you should have at least A1 level of German. My culture said, I mentioned that the A1, you can even achieve it you don't even need a school for A1. That's the point. But then if you want to be very fast, you can engage GI, Ghana Institute of Languages or Goethe Institute, or now, as I have come to understand that some people also have their institute in Ghana. Okay, you can engage them, pay like 2,500, do serious studies with them. When you are done, okay, in like 2 months, you get a certificate of A1, then you are ready to go. Open visa takes like 2 weeks. It takes like 2 weeks. Okay. I know 3 people who came here with that.
Right.
Um,
I've been able to locate the
yeah,
website, so I'll put it in the chat. And when you're done with this, there is a question. So as soon as you're done
right.
with this one, then you can go on the question.
So yes, I'm done. Unless you want further details.
Yeah, of course, we need all the details that we can get from you for our audience. So,
Yes.
Stephen.
Okay. So if
Mhm.
let me add something to it. So
Okay.
I could see that people would be so much interested, right?
Hmm.
They could check okay, accreditation for foreign documents or registration for foreigners who want to work in Germany. They could write anything and they type comma Anabin. Anabin is like a system from the job center for foreigners who want to work in Germany, get their accreditation and credentials recognized in Germany. Anabin, ANABIN. Okay, they should include English, right? So how do I get into Germany with my nursing career? Comma Anabin.
ANABIN.
BIN.
Okay.
Yeah. They could also or they could go to the website making it to Germany dot de. Make it to Germany.
Make it to Germany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if they don't, put it on the website, they just type it in Google or just come and they'll have all the information. It's also in every single international language.
All right. Nana, I'm searching for these stuff. So if you can read the question so Kojo can answer.
Okay, so basically, someone is asking that he's a psychologist from Ghana. Is there any
Okay,
international
psychologist.
vacancy for him in Germany as a
Well,
psychologist?
I can tell you where to look for jobs, but I can't tell all the jobs that are available for psychologists. And psychology is like nursing; it's a regulated Beruf. Jude, how will you say Beruf? profession.
Yes, profession.
It's a regulated profession. So it means that you'd have to go through like accreditation, because they would want to know that really if the substance of what you learned in Ghana has the same value like what they teach here, because psychology here is a very big thing. So yes, there are a lot of jobs. There are lots of jobs in that area. So the person I could suggest an easy way to get in first, as the person could do. Will be doing his accreditation. One, the person can decide to work with first of all a demand center. The person understands demand because the person did psychology. A demand centrum or demand center. Okay. Aged home. Okay. Now the person will get the acceptance quickly because they know that the person is even more qualified than the people who were there.
Yes.
Okay. They will help him do his accreditation and everything. Sometimes they may even pay for everything, including language. I'm choosing my words right. Sometimes. Okay. Yeah, because not all the demand centers are the same, right? Yeah, and if the person gets in easily, then the person will take like a year to do his accreditation, right? And from there, he will be earning very good, and he'll get lots of jobs with psychological hospitals, like where I also worked, LVL Clinic in Bonn. Yeah, that's one of the biggest neurological centers in Germany, and they also concentrate a bit on psychology. Okay, so the person could look up there. I could also send an email address that the person could send it to. But then you should establish the contact with this person who is a psychologist from Ghana before I could send you the email address of my boss.
Okay.
Okay. So, yes, basically that can be done. So maybe also the best way is to like maybe connect them through LinkedIn, and then they can take it from there. Since
Right.
LinkedIn,
Yes. So
Yes,
you
even
can
if you
establish
can
that.
hear
Even
us.
if I can establish that later.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll
So
put
the
Yes.
person is Nanka. So just so that I know that the person understands, the person would concentrate for now, okay, on building his language, getting an Altenheim or a geriatric nursing home. Yes, the person will get it as soon as possible, and with that, the person can decide to do one of the four things that I mentioned about. Either the person go for a job seeker visa, or Obenya, the person gets it, or he tries to do this green card thing, like the Shanson card thing, or the person, I don't know how old the person is. If it's less than 25, 26, the person can do an au pair, whatever, that is come take care of an aged person or like a kid, something like that, kid with, this ADHD or things like that, this psycho-neurological issues, okay? The person will get easy entry to Germany. As soon as the person gets here, the person will not only come, the person will get money, the person will get accommodation and things like that. So it makes it easy for the person to, like, the person will come with a good foot. You understand? And it takes like a year to finish its recognition. Yeah, steps.
Okay. So basically, also, would this also be an option of like the person finding a master program into psychology, and then whilst in the program try to get internships, and then rope himself through
Yes,
the
it's
internship into it?
so the person can look at well, there are a lot of universities, so the person can just check the DAD
I can post
website.
that as
Yeah,
well.
you can post that one too, but put in that key like search in the this words in the search engine. Psychologists, neurology, and things like that, things that relate to this psychological disease and things like that. And then the person should search for something that's free. Because there are lots, but they charge. For example, University of Bonn, the person can also do something here, but now they don't give the scholarships again. It's charged. Okay. Yeah. But if the person also could speak like at least B1, B2 level of German, the person could have about thousands of programs in Germany.
Right. So Kwadwo, I know Duolingo is an app that I try to use whenever I have to bounce from one place to the other, due to my line of work. But do you know any other sort of app or language plays or or website or whatever that you can recommend for people to use for basic German learning?
Well, I can recommend one which is even better than teachers, greater teachers. Okay, it's called Learn German, DW. DW Learn German.
Is it an app or a website?
It's a website, but I think that someone told me, my girlfriend works there, and she told me that I think they have developed an app. So DW Learn German. DW is the Deutsche Welle. Deutsche Welle na DW Learn German. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you can check it. It's a website app, but the lady told me that I think now they have a mobile application. I'm not too sure. I've not checked since then, but yeah. Anyone who is interested.
I think I've found the website.
Perfect.
Yeah, they do have
and
a
this
mobile
thing,
app.
you can do a complete course, A1 complete course, B1 complete course. I mean A1, A2, B level complete course, and I think they've even introduced C level courses, and it is completely free, and it's very detailed. You understand? The same thing that the Goethe Institute will teach you are there, and you have lots of resources. The person can also go to YouTube and type Learn German with Anya. Anya is ANJA.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you go to Google, YouTube, and you type Learn German, a lot of them will come. There are a lot. Okay, there are a lot, and this will save you some money if the person is very serious. When I talk about serious, I also feel bad because personally, when I came to Germany in 2015, it was until 2019, 4 months before I started doing this house building, which is vocational training, that I decided to do it. Now, I did it for 4 months, but then I was very studious about it. I was working my ass out to make money to be able to pay it. And every month I was paying around 500 euros, okay? And you can multiply it by 2,000 euros. I'm saying this in Trim. Amazon, I invested it in it. I was doing Amazon, I was doing an internship with the UN, and I was doing the language course, okay? It was because of how tough I wanted to get in. You get it? And this thing has solved all my problems in the world. I can't go deep into it, but nursing is a very good field that you can use to do anything you want.
Yeah.
So dude, I think FIA's connection is off. Okay, she's there.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think it's probably because I'm trying to move from the screen to another one in terms of the website and whatnot. So probably why my connection is like that. Yeah. So I mean, adding to what you've just said, whatever that you put your mind to, it's achievable. And when you need something or you want something so bad, I mean, you'd only have to work for it. So if this is a career that you want, if this is something that you want to do, you are more or less spot on
Going
and
to
saying
invest
be
time in it,
serious. Yeah, saying be serious about it. It's just like anything. It's not just this. It's anything. If you don't put the work in, or if you don't invest the time, recently I read something online, and even though it's something that we all know, we don't think about it like that. You know how like the new iPhone comes about and people are able to just pay thousands of dollars or pounds or euros towards it. But if it is to invest, if it's to invest in themselves, they're like, oh, it's too expensive. But the phone can go out of module in like a year, because every year there's a new module that comes out. Whereas maybe if you invest in yourself, this is investment for the rest of your life or the rest of your your career or whatever. But we don't look at it like that. So yes, for what you said, even if you're paying 15 euros or pounds or whatever for a certificate that would help you get a job, why not? And you get this money back anyway because you're going to work, and it's only going to make life better for you. So yes,
Perfect.
it's a no-brainer. So I've got another question for you.
Okay.
With all of these applications and whatnot, so say I've gone to any of these websites and I've learned a little bit of German. So how do I then prove that I can speak this language? Would there be a test? Would I have to submit a certificate with the application? How do I prove that I've been able to acquire the basic um, German language?
Okay. So it's in Ghana. You can go
Okay.
to the Goethe Institute to write a Goethe test. Okay. It's only
Sorry, say that
there.
again.
Goethe Institute, Goethe, Goethe. It's in Laboni, near Nafti, next to Nafti. Goethe Institute, Goethe, Goethe.
Okay.
Or you can also go to the German embassy for their info sessions. In 2013, 2014, it was on Thursdays and Tuesdays. I'm not sure now, but you can also type, info session, German embassy or Goethe Institute, something like that. Then you get lots of information about that.
Okay. I think I've found a website where it's to do with learning German in Germany and the exams and everything else. So you can find courses and whatnot. I
Yeah,
guess
but
it
the
will
exam
be
you can only write in Ghana. You can only write the exam with the Goethe Institute. Any other certificate might not be accepted
okay.
by the
Okay.
German embassy. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Okay. So let's come back to we're going into the whole SDG. So I mean
Perfect.
this sounds like a legit way to go into like healthcare and whatnot. So what about students? People that have not completed their nursing yet, but are looking to do
Okay.
that. What advice would you give to them? Um,
Well, I think they have a lot of opportunity to learn the German language because if you're a student and then you are not working on the side,
mhm.
your side job could be learning the language because see, learning the German language is money. It's an investment. Okay. If I was to be in Ghana again, I would have turned doing student politics into learning the German language. Okay. It would have been a point of investment for my life more than what I did with my life in here on KMST campus. Okay. So if you're a student, then doing nursing, you know very well that Germans are begging. Hey, see, just last week they went to Brazil. They've been to India severally. Okay. I'm talking about their ministers. They are begging countries, okay, asking them for nurses, right? So you should put yourself in a position that you benefit from their problems.
Mm,
And their problems is that, I mean, based on their demography, their youth population is shrinking. Okay. They wouldn't get a lot of people to take care of their aged. They wouldn't get a lot of people to take care of their sick people or patients. You understand? It is bad for them, but an advantage for people in countries where our governments cannot really cater for all our employment needs. That's how I'll put it. You understand? So if I were to be a nursing student in Ghana, I would start learning the German.
okay.
So
Right.
that's one thing. Number two, if the person is not doing a nursing training, but the person is doing a university study, okay, that person could also come to Germany on an internship basis. I don't know how it would work because I've not really studied how this could work between like a nursing university and things like that. But they can check. I can get you a list of some universities that I think Degendorf. Degendorf. I will actually get you a list.
Okay. Yeah, we will
Yeah,
be very
of
helpful. So
universities
we
that
can.
may accept you to do like some kind of semester abroad with them if you are a health student in any of the health sciences. Yeah.
Right. So we're going to go into the SDG. How does this fit into the SDG?
Yeah. So you are looking at good employment. Okay. Now, as it stands now, people are working in the health field in Ghana, and they are most likely earning less than 2,000. Some have kids, some have family to feed and all that. You know, our culture, our social system is built in such a way that you have to take care of. I mean, okay, and it brings a lot of burden on us, stress on us. Okay, so you are not yourself. Now, good employment means that being a global citizen, being able to work anywhere you want and feel comfortable within your body, in your mind that, okay, I'm working where I am being accepted. So I could be a Ghanaian, okay, but I should be allowed to be able to work in Germany if that country fits my qualification. You understand? Now, I'm Ghanaian. Some people tell me that I should go back to Ghana, but there's nothing like case management in Ghana. You understand? Okay. So I love Ghana, but then my qualification is being welcomed in Germany more than it would be welcomed in Ghana. That's what I talk about good employment. And you also look at the collaborations with the SDG 17. Now, Germany cannot collaborate with Ghana in bringing nurses because Ghana, like many other African countries who speak English, told the UN or the World Health Organization that we are understaffed. We don't have enough resources, health resources, including nurses. Okay, so the World Health Organization also brought out a red list against employing massively from these countries, where Ghana and Nigeria and I think Zimbabwe are part. Do you understand? And that's why it becomes very difficult that if you are a nurse in Ghana, you get easily recruited by, someone like an agency or agents in these developed countries, because there is not a ban. They can't really ban you from working, but then there is like some ethical issue with it. You understand? But you can work together with institutions who also know very well that it's not true. People have finished their services and their employment. You understand? Like governments need funding. They have to say things for them to get funding. But it comes like against you, the person. Now, let me put this in a very proverbial way. Someone who apoto you aneta. Etano emia apoto you. You understand? And because of that, apoto you also is also like crashing down on the earth. You understand? We nurses are the earth. We nurses in Ghana are the earth. Okay. Etanumia Portugal, which is the United Nations, and also the body which is World Health Organization. They are also me. Okay, and also it's not so ye so. Yes, your chances. What you are saying. And I buying be a determining way saying about the can send the AJ funding, but it's affecting us. But if we work with institutions, okay, you can decide to work with the hospitals directly. And let me chip this in. Anyone who wants to work in the nursing can target nursing homes in Germany, right? All hospitals in Germany. You go there and you go to their employment as a nurse. Okay, you change the language setting to English, right? You look out for emails, write them. When I was in Ghana, I was working with the alumni office in Kia University. In a day, myself and all my friends, we could be sending like 5-7 applications daily. Each of my friends is outside. Obia no my friend group na many no work here near normal back your office. Obia were outside. Okay. Now it means that you, the person who wants to use the institutions that are already also looking for workers from outside, you can build your own connection. You don't need government, you don't need any agency. You can go to their website, check the people who are recruiting for them within their hospital, write them. In Germany, these people are called the PDL, Pflegedienst Leitung. Jude, you can write it for them. Okay, so if you type hospitals in Bonn, I am in Bonn. Okay, you type hospitals in Frankfurt. Jude is in Frankfurt. You type hospitals in. You just type all hospitals in Germany. You go and check their PDL. Pflegedienstleitung. You do write it in the chat. Or check your email and then you write them that you are Ghanaian looking for. See, a lot of them will disappoint you because they know that the visa issues are a bit strenuous and all that. You get it. But some of them will write you back, even in English. So you can try a lot. Use the institutions to try a lot. Now, by doing this, you also end hunger. Not hunger for yourself, but for your family. Last time, I was showing a colleague how much I send home through remittances. You understand? This money going home pays a lot of fees. This money going home pays a lot of people. People who take care of my grandpa. You understand? I'm not ending the hunger for myself because when I was in Ghana, Charlie, I wouldn't go there. But then, it doesn't only end hunger for you, it ends hunger for a lot of people. Maybe I have fruit farms. You understand? In this fruit farm, I have employed a lot of people. You understand? So it also connects with ending hunger. Good education in Germany. If you are here and you are a nurse, you also qualify for something called Bildungsurlaub. So vacation to learn. If you work 2 years for any organization, they are required by law to also, help you further your education. You have to be vital building, further education, further professional education. In the field that you are, they are required by law to also help you. Aside that, the state that you work in also has something called Bildungsgutschein, like a Gutschein offer for you to continue your education. They give you money for free, okay, to do all
voucher.
Voucher, yeah. So educational voucher, you get it. Yeah, so you would have all these assets. So we are talking about education. I think that's good also. You understand? And by encouraging a lot of people to learn you are trying to solve a generation's health issue because the entire world, according to data, is lacking a lot of health workers. So imagine that each person at least has one nurse or one doctor in his home. You understand? At least there will be some transfer of knowledge, okay, from one nurse to someone who didn't know anything. You understand? And in 2017, my grandmother died suddenly. If by that time I knew some basic things in health management and healthcare, maybe meet me saying, what I say, this knowledge is worthwhile, even if you are not working as a nurse. You understand? So it connects to a lot of the SDGs. And I've also mentioned to you the World Health Organization ethical listing against employing people from the so-called red list. I have an issue with. I believe that in solving the world's problem, we should be holistic about it. We shouldn't be myopic. We shouldn't just use data from countries. Because the governments make their own data and they give it to the UN and the world and its agencies. You get it? And these agencies, they do not have to, or they do not have the right to go and check it because the countries have their own sovereignty. You understand? But you, the individual, you can also within your country be a country of your own by working with institutions outside. The last time I was talking to Jude, and I think that Jude has a lot to do on this. Like he knows a lot of care homes. He stands at a very good point to also really educate people about how to get into Germany using this. So you can also address people, people could contact you directly too. Okay. And with the list, you could also give them lists where they can contact and all that. You understand? I know this comes with some stress because he's also a worker. You understand? But it's something that Jude can also in a way organize. You make it a bit more formally done. You get it. But I'll talk to Jude about that after this stream.
I guess it will be something that we can do in one of our events where you can do it live to on the website how to go about it, by sharing your screen, just like the scholarship applications and stuff, just so people can
that can be done, yes, but also maybe to make it more effective, I think that maybe interested people, like let's say 3, 4, 5 people, we can group them and then privately like
Do your web
help,
now
help
with
them
them.
out.
Yes.
Like that would be more effective
Yes.
than showing them, because I don't know when they are going to come online. So if let's say 3 or 5 people show interest, we can agree on a date, and then we can have a platform for just the 5 people, and
Yes.
then
I think that
we
would be.
deal with them case
Yes.
by case.
Yes.
And I'm wondering how no one really asked about how to get your documents accredited or recognized in Germany, or is
Well,
it
we're
part
not
of the
finished with the
process?
questions yet, but
Oh, really? Okay.
Stephen has put something in there. I think that was the question about the psychologist. So he works at an autistic center in Ghana on a voluntary
Perfect.
basis. I still think that is a good sort of basis for, or you've still got the work experience, and I'm sure this center will be able to give you like a reference or something. Or Kwadwo, do you need? How does
Oh,
this work?
Jude can even answer that, because I mean, by working for an NGO, you open yourself up for opportunity. So one of the things that the German government is trying to do now is that on Burma getting a friend is saying permanent residence and have permanent stay plus passport are easy. And one of the criteria is that you have C1 level of language and you
Mhm.
work for an NGO. And so by working for NGO, you put yourself at an advantage, point of
Okay.
advantage, okay? So if this NGO is really recognized in Ghana, and that the German embassy also knows that, okay, this NGO exists. Exists no mean that they have documentation that has been registered. You can get they are also assigned to the World Health Organization or Ghana Health Service, something like that, and he gets that document that he's worked for them for a year or 2 or 3. It is recognized as work experience. There wouldn't be any debate about that. And when you get here and you get the work, you will be put on that rank as though you worked here for that 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So the person stands at a very good advantage.
Right. Stephen, so I hope that answers your question. So Kwadwo, back on the documentation. What
Okay.
Yeah.
documentations would you even need? How do you go about certifying it? Is it a very long, exhaustive list, especially if you are doing the application from Ghana? And
Okay.
which one would be
So
the main ones for people to sort of get ready? There's always stuff that are priority. So which ones would you say are priority for people
all
if
right.
it's
So
something they want to get in?
okay. So first of all, Germany would want to know that, like I mentioned earlier, that the value of your training meets theirs. If it doesn't, they will still not leave you. Germany is not like Canada or US or UK. They will still not leave you. They will tell you to come and then do that 1 year of anerkennungs training. Anerkennungs training, yeah, like recognition training. Okay. Within
Oh,
that period, you can work with a care home at least, okay, as an assistant nurse or assistant psychologist, as assistant whatever, okay, and earn some money, okay, as you do your accreditation. Now, let me go into the accreditation thing. The documents you need. You will need all the certificates from your training institution. So, yeah, and work on not teaching hospital, any care, any SDR. Not a bachelor. You will need your bachelor certificate. You need your transcript. You will need everything that you did. And if you did the national service too, I think they do national service too, right? Nurses. You need your national service certificate. Okay. And if you've done any kind of employment, you need all the things that prove that you were employed and you worked for this number of because I told you that when you get here, they will put you on that same level as though you had worked there. Okay, they won't reduce you because it's from Ghana. They have to recognize it and know that, okay, then we don't need to say. So when you get all these documents, and I mentioned the documents again, all the documents from your school, all the documents from your employment, and your CV, as well as the information page of your passport, you take it to the German embassy. It's a walk-in service. You don't need to book an appointment. You go there. Let me chip this in. It's not very necessary, but let me chip it in. The people at the front desk, anymore, security for no, they will try to discourage you in a way to extort some money from you. Okay. But if you're able to stand your ground, or I don't know, you get I don't support that. But then if you're able to get in a walk-in service, they will do
okay.
it for you in like 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, each pack could cost you like 300 euros, or as it may be now. I don't know how the currency may have affected it, but around 300-400. The stamp basis amount. These documents you post it to any person you know within Germany. The person will stand in as a how do you say it? As a obi original amount. Okay, yeah, as guarantee that the body,
Is
the
it the
authority that
sponsor or guarantor?
guarantor, like so that they can also be exchanging letters with the person, right?
Okay.
You send it through the person will send it to Munster. Munster is like one of the cities. That's where nursing credentials are accredited. Okay, yes. So the person will send it to Munster. It will take like up to 6 months, but this time the region that Munster is trying to make things very simplified. So let's say 2-3 months. Now you can get your accreditation done. And please don't take me on for this if it takes longer than 3 months. Okay. Yeah. So you get your document from the school, from the job, you take it to the German embassy, it gets stamped, you send it to someone here, the person will send it to Minister for you. In 3 months, the person will get a Bescheid information, whether your documents are up to the standard of Germany or if not. If not, what could you do about it? They will also write all these things for you. You get it, yeah. Then it means that your documents are recognized. Yeah. And these are the documents you need to.
Okay, thank you. I've got a question of, say the person or whoever has been able to attain all of these things. I ask this because there's been times where people have been able to gain scholarship or school admission, and flight has become an issue, and all these other expenses that comes with it. So what 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 would you advise people that are trying to get through this route? Do they need a lot of money? What can they benefit from? Say the institution, are they going to pay anything after they've been offered a job, for example? And
It's
mhm,
okay. So yes, I can answer that. Some institutions will pay you for every single thing, but they also need that guarantee that you've done the language. You understand?
mm,
There are some that will pay you when they realize that yes, you've done the language. They can even pay your language back. You get it?
okay,
Because they know that like if you invest in someone who might by the end of the day choose UK over Germany, even though Germany pays more than UK, then excuse me to say it's a dead investment. You understand?
mm,
So they also want that they need that guarantee that oh yeah, well language, you've done the language, you send them the documents together with the bill. You get it. When you get to
mm,
Germany, they can refund all these things for you. Aside that, training is one thing that you can put in your tax returns in Germany. Okay, including the language. Okay, every training that you did that helped you to get this current job. Okay, you
even
can
if
also
you did
put in
it
your
in Ghana or you did it
yes, even if
overseas,
you did
okay.
it in US or whatever, yes, they will consider it. Yes, they will consider it. So the thing you need to do is that anything you do, keep the receipt. The first thing you do is that you try to negotiate with the job giver, like your employer. Okay, first of all, that would they want to take up this cost for you? If they don't, they will tell you that well, when you get to Germany, they will in a way sort you out with it, and it's not a lot of money for them. Okay, some are paying huge sums of money to get workers. Do you understand? Yeah.
Mm,
So yeah, I mean, giving you that money back later on when they see the receipts, it's not too much of work for them.
okay.
But you would have to do it. Some luckily would pay for you beforehand, but they don't do that again because a lot of people might not even do the language.
Mm, makes sense. Um, so accommodation, or let's say the person has now arrived in Germany. I think I'm going to ask kind of a lot of questions in one. So
Okay.
accommodation, one, because obviously, especially if they don't know anybody, or if they don't have anybody in Germany to come and stay with. How is that? how do they go about it? Does the government help? Does the organization help? That's one question. And then when you
Yes,
answer that, if you can go through the challenges that you faced, because I mean everybody's story is different, everybody's path is different.
right,
There are people that will
right,
probably come and not have any issues at all, whether they know people or not. And there are people that
right.
would genuinely face certain um difficult times. So if you can try and give the obvious difficulties and how to mitigate it.
Right. So, with the first question, the government helps through the job center. If you want to work in, for example, my district, okay, you can write the job center when you start the visa process, or like when you are, within the visa process. Then you write them that, well, you are a nurse in Ghana, you've done this, that, you've done your credentials recognition, you are in the visa process, but you are scared because of accommodation. Okay, they could in a way help you, but they may not pay for you. They can help you in the sense that they can, in a way, tell you like possible website to get accommodation, or maybe link you to jobs in the area, send you links to places like jobs which may want to help you with their accommodation. You get it. A lot of jobs also have apartments. Yes. So I can mention at least one. Um, Clinicum Frankfurt order. Frankfurt order is not the normal Frankfurt you know. It's on the Polish border. Okay. Frankfurt, and you add ODER to it. Frankfurt order. If anyone needs help with that, I can give some contacts with through Jude for the person. Like the person will just mention my name and they will help you with the accommodation. If the person is serious to do his or her own language, yes, they will help you with the accommodation too. Okay. If the person wants to go to Cologne or Bonn, I can also talk about the CMS group. Okay, CMS group. Okay,
Mhm.
yes. I'll also give further details, contact to Jude and all that. Okay, yes, the CMS group is one of the biggest private healthcare groups in Germany. Okay, and they have a lot of demand in that area. They would also help with accommodation in a sense. But then again, let me say it. I will say it. You should be ready to do the language yourself. If you get here and they want to help you, we can speak with them, or you can speak with them. They would want to help you. Okay.
Yeah.
University Clinicum Bonn. If the person is able to do his or her language, and the person starts the visa, okay, and this too, I will give it through Jude. Okay, I can give you a contact. Okay, to their head of recruitment. Maybe you may get access to like some opportunities, like links to accommodation and things like that. A lot of these hospitals and care homes have access to accommodation. You can also look at Wolfsburg. Okay, and Wolfsburg is the first place where I started my house building. House building again is the vocational training for nurses or any other field of work. Okay. Now that said, I want to go to how I, like you mentioned about suffering. See, Germany is like any other country. If you want to establish yourself, you'd have to put in work. Okay. Now my suffering was the I mean trying to do the language here because I didn't do it in Ghana. I didn't actually do it. I mean, earlier on when I had scholarship, because I came to Germany, like I told you in my introductory session, that I came to Germany to do my master. Okay, the idea changed. So when I wanted to start this, and I had just 4 months. Okay, so the application deadline, right? So I had to hurry through it and all that. Now, in doing this, it means that I needed to raise a lot of money. It means that I had to work. I was also doing an internship, I told you. I had to also do that. I didn't know so much of this story. Okay. And I had to use all this money to invest in the language course.
Mhm.
You understand? Hey, Obia demands every favor. You're also paying for this, you're also paying for accommodation and a lot of things. It wasn't easy for me. So that was my first headache. Now, when I was done, I only got B1 and B1 too. So B1 you can really start from the village cities. Okay, so Wolfsburg is where like I could see much potential. I said, "Oh, maybe I accepted my B1." So as soon as I wrote them, they set up like a video like a call, something like that. They did an interview and they picked me. Now, when I went there, I saw that the city doesn't have anything outside of VW. So VW, that's where they have their biggest plant worldwide. And it's just VW. VW controls the whole place and all that. There's nothing there. It means that there was like no social life there. That was also an issue. Hey, young person are like me and nursing, I would need like friends and things like that. I'm being pushed away from my friends because I want to start a new career. It wasn't easy for me, but I was able to finish the first year. But by the time I finished my first year, I had done, to the C level. Now, I had not gotten the certificate for C1, but I was in that course. You get it? So I had a plan. But then I had to pay like it with my time, pay it with my money, and a lot of things. That was my headache. Aside that, I didn't face so much. But I also don't want to mention about racism. Now, you see, there are two devils that you have to fight. Either you decide to stay in your comfort zone in Ghana, where you have your grandpa, you have your auntie, you have your uncles and your friends around you. Where Friday you can go to class 233. Over club, yeah, chill it very well. Class, yeah, you get it. You really enjoy it, or you choose to come to a foreign land and then have to go through the intricacies of different culture. Okay, I don't call it racism. I call it cultural difference. You understand? Yes. And that cultural difference, and I want to become a cultural shock. And I say, people use you, I can say racism. They wouldn't understand why you come to work late. But Ghana looks like it's very normal that someone works at Boss, someone works at Ghana Education Service. Instead of the person getting there at 8, the person can get there at 10. And no one, queries him or her. You can't do that here. You will say it's racism when they start looking at you some way. Okay? If you have to catch a bus and then the driver sees that you are coming like just a second late, and a lot of blacks face this, and we choose to call it racism. It's the same Kebedu of 5 minutes. So what I say, some of these things happen, and sometimes you also like meet people you are not well dressed, and they'll be looking at you some way. You understand? Your personality is carried by how you convey yourself, including how you dress and all that. You understand? So I wouldn't categorically say this as racism or me facing this thing to be racism. But there are times that because of the cultural difference, not because Juma late and all that, you get it. It landed me in a few problems with some people, and it's something that I would advise that you don't go through, so that it doesn't become like a headache for you.
Regardless of where you live in the world, I do not encourage anybody to be late to anything. Exactly. Time is something you can never get back. Just go and come back. That's it.
Exactly. And if I mentioned like you have to choose the devil to fight. One devil, they say, "Oh, Ghana, no, like ABS, you cannot," and so I'm as a nurse. You get the ABI, you are living on 2,500 when you're family. Okay, but the least you can get in Germany as a nurse by law, the least you can get in Germany as a professional nurse who is recognized is 18.5 as of today. Okay, 18.5 for memory number. Your friend will not train with failure. Okay, 18.5 euros, the least. Now, because of competition, you will not get less than 21 because of competition. I'm talking about euros.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you are allowed to work 40 hours a week plus 10 hours a week, which is a mini job. The 10 hours is not taxed, but the 40 hours is taxed. Okay.
Really?
Now, because of the time, you can do your own maths. Okay.
Yes. I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna train and be a nurse in
Germany. In Germany, you have if you work five times a week, it means that you qualify for 30 days off per year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. If you work weekends, you get extras, but that one it also happens everywhere, so it's not something I'll go into it. So I think you get more money. You will get like around 2,200, 2,300 at least. Okay, net. You compare it to what you were getting in Ghana, and if you think that because of the cultural difference you won't come, you stay in the devil in Ghana, okay, get less money and enjoy your comfort, or you come here and we change our attitude, invest time in changing our attitude, and also by fighting that devil of attitude, we also fitting very well. You get, so there are two devils, you choose one to fight.
I mean, you've put it so eloquently and diplomatically as well, because I mean, there are times where some of the behaviors has to do with your color, and there are behaviors as well that we bring to ourselves. Like I was saying to someone, I said the only time I bring color to it is when it has to be. It's like is the last result. Was I on time? Did I behave properly? If all of that is a tick, then it boils down to that. But half of the time, like you're saying, is the cultural shock. There are lots of things that we take for granted. And to be honest with you, believe it or not, we as Africans, or I don't want to use color here because it's an African thing, where we have common attitude, like you're saying, and we hate it amongst ourselves anyway. It's like, it's something that is very common, but it's okay if we do it to ourselves. But then as soon as someone outside does it, it becomes a problem. But like I'm saying, being late is wrong, or it's not. If you shouldn't, wherever you are in the world, bad is bad, good is good. It doesn't have to be in a certain place. So if you know the right thing to do, I mean, just do it. It's not every time that you're gonna be on time. There's certain times where you have a good reason why you're late. But if it becomes like you're saying, like a behavior or an attitude, then yes, it needs to be addressed. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation anyway, where you're always looked at in a negative sense. So as we already established from the beginning, if you're going to do something, do it properly, do it well, invest in it, and because it's for you at the end of the day. It's the right thing, so why wouldn't you want to do it? So yeah, you've actually put it in a very good way. We don't have any questions at the moment, however.
Okay.
As is already as we've spoken about. So what we can do is, when we do get people that approach us, maybe 3, 4, 5 people, then we can take them through the process step by step, finding a time or whatever. And with all these connections that you have, or information that you have in helping people with accommodation, specific institutions and whatnot, to help them or aid them in the process. So what would be your advice? What would be your, like, let's say you're trying to convince me.
My last words.
I wouldn't say Jude, because Jude is already in Germany. So let's say you're trying to convince me to move from the UK, for example. I probably wouldn't do it.
Okay.
If you're trying to convince me, for example, to move out of the UK to, say, Germany to start a career, let's say I'm not even trained in nursing. I mean, give me your best pitch. Like, convince me.
Okay, so I see 3 questions in this one. If I want to convince you from Ghana to Germany, I won't talk much about the UK, because those working in UK are really suffering. But I won't talk about that.
The NHS, is in
yes. Now, okay, but before then, let me really say something. I mean, this is something I really cherish you. It's something I've never told him. He and one guy called Aaron. Okay. Now, these people are time conscious, they are deadline conscious, and they are very work active. They don't know. That's why I really appreciate them. But dude, I'm saying this before I come to my last words to answer what Ifwa said. Now, no. I mean, I'm being very real. I don't know how he got this trained, but then many years maybe, and then something happened. Okay, it wasn't his fault. It was more of my fault. Not be late and all that. Ashtown boy, you understand? You were doing things your way and things like that. And the NGO that I worked with in Ghana, no, they were like more Ghana centric. You get it? You decide when to go to work and all that. But he was working with this NGO, Tiok. I mean, the names of Recycle Up and things like that. You get it? And then I think he gave him that body of understanding of an outside world. You get it? So he was trained. But Jude, I congratulate you on that. And I think you are an object of emulation. I think people should really study you. But that aside, if we are in answering your question, in Germany, in the nursing, there's no limit to the amount you can earn.
Okay.
I know someone who earns at least 3,000 net euros. Okay. I know someone who earns more than this person. I have seen pay slips that are 3,700. And pay slips that are 3,700 means it's one from one employer. Aside that, the person also earned 500 and something with a second employer, which is not taxed. You get it? So you can do the math. So imagine that you are in UK earning 2,300 or 2,200. I don't know how much you earn there. And someone in Germany is earning 4,000 after tax or plus. You get it? Just as a nurse. You understand? This is possible. Now, in this world, young comrade, going and coming is about money. Okay? Now, we're also talking about the quality of life. I know someone who works 15 days in a month. Okay? And this person who earns 3,700 in September, worked only for like, I think, 12 days because he also got some days free in it. Now, in Germany, you can decide to work 8 hours, 7 hours, or 12 hours. For 12 hours, it means you work only 14, 15 days, and you have 14, 15 days free. So the person, or 2 kinds, and I said, or using the time, so your friend is saying side gigs.
You can have time for side stuff.
Exactly. Now, learning the German is a plus. That's what people don't know. But let me tell you, every country in Europe which has remote jobs, if you type remote jobs in Germany, in those countries, you get it. You will get a lot of jobs, like a lot of employers looking for people with German who work remotely.
To be honest with you, when I was in NATO, we had loads, and when I say loads, it was loads of Germans. Like everywhere you looked, there was German somewhere.
So I'm coming. In my initial talk, I mentioned that German is an investment, the biggest investment that I have ever given myself. But I can't go into details because of the time, you understand? But if you learn German, it's much more essential than being French. But it also depends on you, though. You understand? Because when I go to EU, whatever careers, I also send the link to you. And you type German in it. You see that they are looking for German speaker remote who, the workstation is in maybe Finland, it's in Switzerland, it's in different places. You get it? These are countries that do not speak German. Aside that, there are 4 countries in Europe that if you speak German and you have English, you can work there. Switzerland, Austria, Germany, and I said Luxembourg. Switzerland and Luxembourg, they pay so high because of their living standards.
Yes.
You understand? So it means that you have a myriad of opportunities if you speak German plus your near native English language. You get it? So by learning the nursing, you also get that free opportunity to learn the German language because you can't be doing the nursing in English. And by the time you are done with 3 years nursing here, that's even if you are not a nurse, because that was part of the question. Even if you are not a nurse, it's more advantageous to do the nursing. Because you get the language too, you get money. Now, by doing the nursing, you are paid 1,200 at least, okay, which is a sum. So you get like 950 from the first year, second year in your pocket. Second year, you get like 1,000, third year, you get 1,050 or so. On top of that, you can do the 520 euro job. You work 2-3 days, you get this money in the nursing. So you do the math. So by doing the training, you get like 1,500 something. Okay, one is a mini job, which is not taxed, and the 1,200 which is from your employer. Now, doing the training means that you go to the school, okay, a month, and you come to the workplace a month. Okay, so it means that you also have some time for yourself. You only have to work according to the law 2 weekends, and you have 2 weekends free. So it means that if you want to get to your social life, it's Germany that you go to, not other places. Yes, and that's what I can tell anyone who wants to do nursing in Germany, even if you don't have the qualification already as a nurse.
Well, thanks for that. Jude, do you have anything to add? Because I know you've been in Germany for a long time and you know the ins and
Um,
outs of it. So,
yes. What I would basically add is that every country has its own rules and regulations, and then I always tell that to be successful in every country, you need to understand how the country operates, how the systems operate. And then to be able to understand systems in each country boils down to the language. So if you really want to survive in a country, you need to first of all prioritize the language, learn it however, what way ever, and then try to navigate your way through to other opportunities because every opportunity would boil down to like you knowing the language. For example, if you come to the UK and then we've written in English language, okay, walk into this room for £500 and you can't even read to understand this, how would you get this opportunity of getting a free £500? That's going to be like an opportunity lost for you.
mm,
So basically, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask people that have successfully done it right. Don't be afraid to like try because people would be like, oh, how would I be able to learn German language, blah, 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 and all that. The same way you were able to learn French, English, and all of that, you can equally learn if you put your mind to it. I always say that, yes, German language is difficult, it's hard,
it's not as
but
difficult as Dutch. You should try learning Dutch, then you know.
exactly, you see, in P, as we say, ahimfuchine ebi didi bi echi.
Mm,
You discover German language as being difficult, but next you would meet another language like Russian, and then you'd see, oh, this is more like tougher than what
mm,
I thought it was tough. But whatever you put your mind to, you would be able to achieve it. So first of all, you need to like see yourself, like measure your own self, as in your strengths and your weakness, and then you go according to it. Of course, I wouldn't say that Germany would be a good place for everybody.
mm-hmm.
Some would come in, they would fail. Some would come in, they would survive. Germany as a country, per my experience, it's not for the chicken-hearted. You need to be tough. It will really train you. It will really push you to the wall. It would strengthen you. But you need to be strong to survive in Germany, I would say. Thank you.
I could say the same about the UK. I think you know a little bit about my life and stuff.
Yes.
I
I know
mean,
a lot.
living abroad, even in
Yes.
Ghana, like being
Mhm.
anywhere comes with its challenges. And like you said, there's always going to be places where it's sort of easier in a way, but there's all to do with the mindset as
Mhm.
well. If somebody's been able to survive, you clearly would be able to if you're willing to learn. that
Mhm.
that is that is one thing that I've found. People always looking for the easy way out. Microwave generation, there's everything comes, it is a process.
Easy, easy
You need
peasy,
to
easy
go through
peasy.
the process, you need to understand the process,
Mhm.
enjoy the process,
Yeah,
um learn from the process so that you can then also transfer the knowledge to, like we're doing right now. It's the process, we had to go through it, and
yes,
now we're relaying that information,
out
the
there.
do's and the don'ts. Some people will just come and be like, oh, you think you know it all, and disregard everything that you said. They'll go and flip and go hitting their heads, and they could have saved
Exactly.
themselves a lot of headaches.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, we can go on and on. That could be another conversation or topic for discussion. However, if you're still with us, thank you for staying with us. If you did not join from the beginning, so we're talking about working in Germany as a trained Ghanaian nurse, and as the program went on, I've realized you don't even have to be a trained
Mhm, mhm.
Ghanaian nurse. You don't even need to be a nurse. So we've put a lot of information on there. There is ways and means to go about it, and it's not illegal. It's all legal ways that you can get into the nursing
That's
profession to be in Germany. So if you missed it, you can rewatch it after this. And we're looking for people, or we're open. We're not looking. We're open
mhm.
to help people who want to use this route. So whether we get 3 or 4 or 5 people, how many ever one, who is or are serious in using or knowing more about this route. We'll find a time, like Jude had said, and then take you through the whole process with our guest, whom I think we've lost, unfortunately. So hit us up, and then either on our personal LinkedIn profiles, or if you've not joined the Changing the Narrative page, this is where it all started from. So Changing the Narrative, if you don't know what it is, it's basically coming together for common, grounds, either to help with scholarship, education, work, anything. It could be anything. Probably even learning a new skill. You can find anything really, as the name depicts, changing the narrative. There's a lot of negative narratives that we as a new generation are trying, or we should try and change. Yes, life in itself is hard, but there's always a way around it. There's a way around it, and it's all to do with mindset. I don't want to go into mindset right now. It's all to do with mindset. It's a no-brainer. It's all to do with how you think, the effort you put in, are you willing to come out of your comfort zone? It's something that we've spoken to about now, and it's one thing that I've actually learned a lot with, even with the scholarship route. As soon as you tell somebody to go read something, they would rather you just give them the information. It's like, I understand it for myself, but I'm not in the process of doing application. You need to understand it for yourself. We can only guide you. So yeah, basically knowing, reading, coming out of your comfort zone, it's like a prerequisite for success right now. You need it. But this is why we are all trying to come together as well, because sometimes trying to do it by yourself, it can get difficult. So this is why we are open to say, okay, you don't need to look for all the information yourself, or you don't have to go through all the stress yourself. We're here to help. However, we've also got a job to do. So thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to another fruitful event coming soon. Still working on it. We'll come to you again. Thank you all. So yes, if you do want to take this route, let us know, and we will be here to help you out. God bless us all, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.